resumes. Longlegs is the newest film from Osgood Perkins, son of Anthony Perkins from Psycho, which I did not know prior to seeing it. But it kind of makes sense because this film is very atmospheric.
Yeah, very. Like, what would you call it? Psychological thriller? Like 100%, where you're feeling anxiety the whole film. And actually, now that you mention it, it kind of does feel like Psycho. When I was sitting there watching Psycho, it's kind of how I felt.
Yeah, it's certainly everybody's saying it's a real slow burn, kind of a callback to Silence of the Lambs, not only in the female FBI agent, but the center framing, the long takes, and there are these nice wide-angle lenses that they're using, but in the back there will be an open doorway, and it'll just hold on this shot, and your eyes keep darting to the doorway. Is somebody going to walk by? Is there going to be a person there? It's like a panic attack.
Yeah,
it's like
it really is.
A 100-minute panic attack.
and considering this has probably been done a million times, they did it well enough to where you were still like tension the whole time, even though you've probably seen these a million times. They do it very uniquely, like their own style almost.
Yeah, it's shot incredibly well.
Yeah.
Like there's such a vision behind the camera and the framing and the pacing. The editing is really great. There's all those moments with Nick Cage as the titular villain that are edited just perfectly. And the sounds, too. It just adds such tension. There's weird sounds. Because you are the dark.
And then the act, they split it into 3 parts, and I like that when they do that in movies, too. The tone almost changes in each part, and they're like building a little bit, right? And like the first part, that tone was it felt like empty tension. Like you didn't know what was going on. Everything just felt silent, and you're just like, what's happening? And then things start to pick up in the second part.
But it does lead into the second part. It's not like this one's the comedy part. No, this one's the spooky part.
But I like that when films do that, where they clearly have 3 things to tell you, and we're getting through something.
What did you think of where the direction of the story went? I did not know going in that this was a religious horror film at all. I knew nothing about that.
I'm not a fan of that type of horror. I hate that type of like demon horror.
Okay.
So it was good, but it just freaks me out. It just, that type of evil just feels too real to me that I just don't like it.
And they're very ambiguous with it, so it does feel kind of real. Yeah, and that leads me into the negative, which is kind of the script and especially the ending. I did feel the ending kind of dropped the ball a little bit. The whole thing is like you're poking the bear, right? And you're having this panic attack. You're waiting for the bear to wake up, and you keep poking it, and it rolls over and doesn't wake up. Yeah.
It was very like, what? I just had all this anxiety for that, like for real. but I will say, once I was like thinking about it after we watched it, and I was just like driving home, I started to think about it, and I was like, you know what? Like that kind of felt on purpose. It kind of felt like the director was like laughing at us, like, yep. We build all that anxiety because evil is real, and suck on that.
I like that thought. I like where your head's at.
Like that's what I felt like. Like he just played a joke on me. He just made me go through this awful thing.
Everybody's calling it the scariest movie of the year, and he's just like, I got all you bitches. You all fell for my trap.
Yeah. And I will give it to him too, even though the ball kind of dropped at the end for me. It's a cheap film.
I didn't realize how cheap it was. I just learned this today.
Yeah, it was like
under 10 million,
under
maybe
10 mil?
Closer to the 3-ish range,
which is
holy cow,
wild. Never would have guessed. Never would have thought.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, that was insane. I think I also saw something today about the advertisement for this too. Did you see anything out on that?
No, I tried to avoid as much of the trailers.
I did too, and I kind of saw this after I saw the movie.
Okay,
but the way they advertised it was like just random like lines from the movie, and then it was just like the scene, but nothing happened. Like it was like very much trying to give nothing away.
Okay.
So you'll have to go check it out. But it was just like they were trying to hint and give you nothing at the same time, which I think is why because there was a lot of hype about this. I didn't realize how much hype there was until I heard about it, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to go see this. And then like 5 people I knew were like, I can't wait, I'm going to go see it too. I was like, okay. I didn't even know this was a thing.
Yeah, it just kind of stuck out to me, and I was just like, hey, let's do this one.
Yeah.
Worth it. I think,
Oh,
leading
yeah.
us into our Duke or Nukes, I think it was worth it. I would recommend it. Although I have some problems with it, I think it was very artfully done.
Oh,
I
very.
mean, very well crafted. Wow.
Yeah,
What'd you think?
for sure. Definitely going to Duke this. I think.
Okay. Wow. All right.
I know it's not my type of film, but if you're into that type of horror and you're okay with that demon stuff, 100%. I mean, it's definitely worth going to see.
Yeah.
Well, let us know if you've seen Longlegs. Are you planning on seeing it? What's the best horror movie you've seen this year? I'm curious. Always looking for new horror movies of the year, and I've missed a couple so far. So let us know. Subscribe if you like this or if you want to see more of our Duke or Nukes. And thanks for watching. See ya.
See ya.